Amenhotep III, Tut's father or grandfather, was powerful pharaoh who ruled for almost 4 decades at the height of 18 dynasty's golden age. His son Amenhotep IV succeeded him and initiated one of the strangest periods in the history of ancient Egypt. The new pharaoh promoted the worship of the Aten, the sun disk, changed his name to Akhenaten or servant of Aten, and moved the religious capital from the old city of the Thebes to the new city of Akhtaten, known as Amarna. He further shocked the country by attacking Amun, a major god, smashing his images and closing his temples. It must have a horrific time, said Ray Johnson, director of the University of Chicago's Research Center in Luxor, the site of ancient Thebes. The family that had ruled for centuries was coming to an end, and then Akhenaten went a little wacky. See, Tut's father or grandfather, Amenhotep, was very powerful pharaoh who ruled over the period of 40 years. His son succeeded him and began the strangest period in the history of Egypt. He promoted the worship of Aten. He changed his name to Akhenaten, meaning servant of Athens. He also shifted the religious capital from Thebes to the new city of Akhenaten, called Amarna. Further, he attacked Amun, a god, smashed his images, and closed his temples. Ray Johnson, director of University of Chicago, said it must have been a bad time for empires as the family who ruled for the centuries came to an end and Akhenaten moved in an odd direction. After Akhenaten's death, a mysterious ruler named Smeaker appeared briefly and excited with hardly a trace, and then a very young Tutankhaten took the throne. King Tut, as he is widely known today, the boy king, soon changed his name to Tutankhamun, and living image of Amun, and oversaw a restoration of old ways. He reigned for about 9 years and then died unexpectedly. So after Smikre, Tatun, Tutankhamun, known as Tut, sat the throne, ruled for 9 years. He worshipped God Amun in old ways. One day he died mysteriously. Regardless of his fame and speculations about his fate, Tut is one mummy among many in Egypt. How many, no one knows. The Egyptian Mummy Project, which began an inventory in late 2003, has recorded almost 600 or so far and still counting. The next phase, scanning the mummies with a portable CT machine donated by the National Geographic Society and Siemens, its manufacturer. King Tut is one of the first mummies to be scanned in death as in life, moving regally ahead of his countrymen. So, Tut is one of the mummies in Egypt, whereas until now, with the help of Egyptian Mummy Project, which started in 2003, almost 600 mummies have been recorded so far. King Tut's mummy was first one to be scanned by CT. under the next phase of scanning the mummies with machine donated by National Geographic Society and Siemens. Now टुट की बॉडी है जो टुट की जो मम्मी है वो फर्स्ट मम्मी बनी क्या है जिसका सिटी स्कैन हुआ. A city machine scanned the mummy head to toe and creating 1700 digital X-rays images in cross section. Tut's head scanned in 0.62 millimeters slices to register its intricate structure, stakes, or eerie detail in resulting image. With Tut's entire body similarly recorded, a team of specialists in radiology, forensics, and anatomy began to probe the secrets that winged goddesses of gilded burial shrine protected for so long. The next of the scan workman carried Tut from the tomb in his box. Like pallbearers, they climbed a ramp and a flight of stairs into the swirling sand outside, then rose on a hydraulic lift into trailer that held the scanner. 20 minutes later, two men emerged, sprinted for a office nearby, and returned with a pair of white plastic fans. The $1 million scanner had quit because of sand in a cooler fan. Curse of the Pharaoh, joked guard nervously. See through CT scan. Even Tut's head, as tiny details was scanned. The resulting image was very strange. A team of radiology, forensic, and anatomy experts started examining the secrets of the grave that has been protected by flying goddesses for a long time. During the night, workmen climbed up on the ramp and the flight of stairs to carry the body from the tomb. After 20 minutes, two men ran towards the office nearby to bring two fans. The scanner was not working as the sand had entered a cooler fan. The guard joked that it was because of the curse of the Pharaoh, because they had removed his body. Eventually, the substitute fans worked well enough to finish the procedure. After checking that no data had been lost, the technicians turned Tut over to the workman who carried him back to his tomb. Less than 3 hours after he was removed from coffin. The pharaoh again rested in peace where the funerary priest had laid him so long ago. So once the fans worked again, the procedure was finished and the data was checked in case of any losses. The technicians returned the body to pallbearers who carried him back to his tomb. In less than 3 hours, he was resting at the same place where the priest has laid him many years ago. Back in the trailer, a technician pulled up astonishing images of Tut on computer screen. A grey head took shape from a scattering of pixels, and the technician spun and titled it in every direction. Neck, vertebrae appeared as clearly as in anatomy class. Other images revealed a hand, several views of rib cage, and transection of skull, but for the now the pressure was off. Sitting back in his chair, Zahi Hawass smiled visibly, revealed that nothing had gone seriously wrong. I didn't sleep last night, not for a second, he said. I was worried, but now I think I will go and sleep. In the trailer, the technician showed a beautiful image of Tut on a computer screen. He showed the grey head, which was scattered in pixels, and he spun it around. Next, vertebrae, hand, rib cage, and transection of his skull were shown on computer screen. As the work was done, the pressure was finally off from the shoulders of Zahi Hawass. While sitting in his chair, he smiled and said that he was relieved that nothing went wrong. He had not slept the previous night. Now, as the work was done, he would go and sleep. By the time we left the trailer, descending metal stairs to sandy ground, the wind had stopped. The winter air lay cold and still like death itself in this valley of departed. Just above the entrance of Tom stood Orion, the constellation that the ancient Egyptians knew as soul of Osiris, and the god of the afterlife watching over the boy king. By the time they left the trailer, the wind had stopped, and the winter air was like death itself. Just above the tomb, the Orion constellation shone in the night sky watching over the boy king.